Alright, what's up? This is What's the Remedy Podcast. It's your boy, Dr. J.
B-Mo.
Ashley Ray.
Alright, man, we back. It's gonna be, this is your weekly conversation. It's your weekly conversation about mental health, wellness, toxic masculinity, and all the other things that plague society. And my shit freezing up on me. Okay, I'm good. Alright, so anyway, this is What's the Remedy Podcast. Alright, this is gonna be July 18th by the time it's coming out?
Yeah, July 18th.
July 18th when this drops.
Still cancer season.
Still cancer, almost Leo season, you know.
Just like this thing.
Leo's finna be in by the time we record the next one pretty much.
Leos.
Is real out here.
Mm.
So how was y'all weekend, everybody?
It was good. What did I do this weekend? Why can't I always remember? It's getting real bad this year.
It'd be again like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, every time I think about it, I'll be like, okay, I need to talk about the weekend. I'm like, shit, what did I do this weekend?
Oh, the Prospect.
Oh, y'all, y'all went to Prospect.
Yeah, we went to Prospect, you know what I'm saying? Nice little bit in the city. If you ain't listen to them, whatever, go to Instagram at the city.
Oh, was
No,
it
say
band?
a couple of
It was like a Zydeco band?
they play everything.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't look like you.
they
Oh,
play
they
good
were. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They like 2 or 3 of them from PV and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? It was a good look, but I was surprised for Prospect.
That was the
Park.
Willowbrook one.
Yeah, that Willowbrook.
Willowbrook,
Can't go
Prospect.
there.
North side, probably.
Why? Too many
Too
men?
many niggas, I know.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
just playing.
Men's. You got all the men's.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
That's what the problem is.
Nah.
What'd you do this weekend?
I worked out. Get my mind and body right. Mind, body, and soul.
That's good. I see
And
you. You know, you getting all together, working out all the
I
time.
stopped drinking, so nobody really want to invite me out.
How long you done stop drinking for?
A week and a half.
I'm about to say,
Oh,
I'm
that's
alive.
Look, we just went out like 2 weeks ago.
Nah, I just want to chill for a minute. I don't
Okay.
think I did anything. No, I didn't.
I can dig that.
Chill. Alcohol is killing me.
I actually need to stop myself. I mean, I'm probably going to stop for a while. I might have a drink for my birthday. 'Cause my birthday coming up. But,
We can't wait.
yeah. So and you know that not even my birthday, but like whenever I have the get together, I'll probably have a drink or something. But I need to stop drinking too. But I drank this weekend. That's a Friday.
You always drinking. We talked about this.
know,
I think
man.
you're alcoholic, and I'm just gonna be out there and tell you like it is. I'm that friend that's gonna tell you what's up. You're an alcoholic, and I think you want to be white. Next.
Just to be
If
clear,
you
she talking.
if you know this, I didn't disagree.
I know.
Also, just to be clear,
Yeah, I
she-
ain't say shit.
She
I was like,
talking
okay.
Dr. J being a drunk.
Yeah, he's drunk.
And B-Mo.
Hey,
And he
hey,
ain't woke enough.
don't
for me.
deny yourself.
He ain't woke enough for me.
Walk in your light. That's what I'm saying.
Only
When
your
you're white.
What?
Walk in your light when you're right.
Okay, anyway.
Because you know you're right.
Shut up.
Yeah, but this weekend I did drink some because I went to like
Colorism. What you trying to do?
I went to like 2 different birthday celebrations. So you know when you go to people's celebrations, you kind of expect.
I'm
to drink.
worried about that this weekend coming up.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to go. I mean, I want to be able to go to events, but I want to be able to go to events and not drink. So I'm gonna try that for the next month or so.
I have a question about. We'll talk about that.
About drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to it. We'll
Yeah,
get to it.
and I'm saying you have one more time call me white. I'm gonna call the laws on you.
I believe you. That won't be the first time.
Pretty much. Like I say, I seen somebody else get called the laws on for a hard file in them.
Oh, yeah, I seen that. Like they were like a 24-hour fitness or something.
Yeah, he called the laws because he filed them hard.
Yeah, had the police
Are
out there
you
talking.
serious?
Yes.
I mean,
I don't play basketball. Oh.
no, I mean, you know, white people like to call the police. That's what they do.
I'm gonna call the police. I don't.
The
but
police,
the police.
the police. I mean, like white people are like the people that, you know, when they're like elementary school and they be like, the police are your friends, and they be trying to convince you that the police are great.
You
And
didn't think
white
that,
people-
but elementary, I thought so.
I did in elementary until I had experience with the police myself.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, okay, no, the police are not my friends.
So, yeah, so I started watching movies like Don't Be a Menace and Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood and shit. Like, these cops ain't good.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say, like, my first run in with the police didn't have anything to do with movies. Like, cause I wasn't allowed to watch those things anyway.
I was about to say anyway.
So my first run in to where I saw bad cops was when I had to run in with police myself when I was like 10 or 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, after that, and I started watching the movies, and I was like, okay, this explains it.
Yeah.
Cops aren't your friend. Like,
Yeah.
I've learned that now. But like white people, they'd be like, no, cops are your friend. You call them whenever you need something. So
Yeah.
he got fouled hard, and he's like, hey, police, please come through. My this young black gentleman kind of fouled me a little hard, and the police came and talked to him.
Yeah.
Just talk to him.
I don't know what. I
Well,
didn't
yeah,
know.
because they said that the police was pissed off because they was like calling some this shit.
Yeah,
That's what they get.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that shit's stupid.
Yeah, but like I said, we used to all be like, because like, you know what I'm saying, in elementary, the Dare program,
Yeah,
Dare to be
dare
different,
to be different.
McGruff the Crime Dog,
Scruff, McGruff,
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Y'all know that song?
No.
and we old, huh? Yeah, that's some old shit.
Nobody.
No,
remembers
that's how you remember the address. And whenever he wanted you to send them, you have to send in. I forgot what the fuck they asked.
All I
you to
remember
send in.
with Scruff McGruff was take a bite out of crime.
that. Yeah.
Scruff
And
McGruff,
Smokey the Bear.
Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Come on now.
No, I don't remember
Smoking the bear, like, yeah, preventing forest fires.
Yeah.
that. Right. That's it.
I ain't gonna lie, what's the little funny thing when they talking about why he was spokesperson for like forest fires
Mm.
and stuff because they was like he did some shit. He used to get high in the '70s, smoking the bear.
Oh,
Really?
Smokey
Yeah,
the Bear.
and he was talking about like, yeah, that turkey should be done in the oven. They was all smoking, getting high and shit.
Mhm.
And the way she started laughing, she's like, "What turkey?" And nobody, she's like, "Oh, my baby." And then he goes back to smoking. He's like, "Yeah, I got a couple more years of this."
Where you think that on?
I forget, it was like on Cartoon Network or something.
It sounds like
I was
robot chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that shit was funny as hell.
Yeah. But
I like shows. Anyway.
anyway, yeah. So we can move right on along since we've gone through the
911 on speed dial.
white people shit.
411.
But okay, so moving right along to the main segment. So for our check-in stuff today, we kind of brought this up, but we're gonna kind of talk about relationships. So this is more like a relationship counseling type of situation for today. So one of the things we have to talk about is just accepting things in a relationship, like knowing your limitations when it comes to relationships and what things you can and can't accept. Okay, so this came up for a number of reasons. One of the reasons was there was a post about side babies.
Mm-hmm.
So how do y'all feel about side babies? Okay, let me get this in two parts. How do you feel about side babies and how do you feel about break babies?
What's break babies? That Gabrielle Union bullshit.
Like
Still,
I mean, y'all ain't together, so
No.
they got somebody pregnant while y'all went together, and then y'all decided to get back together, but then already got somebody pregnant, so now there's a baby on the side. But I mean, y'all weren't together when they got
so it's a
pregnant.
break baby.
Yeah,
It's a break baby.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about side babies, and do you feel like there's any difference between them and
There's no difference.
break babies?
There's no
There's a
difference.
difference.
There's
There's
no difference.
definitely a
Bro, they're
difference.
both wrong,
No,
but it's
there's
just
no
a
difference.
difference.
How long does this break? How long was the break, sir?
See,
Let's say they weren't talking for like 6 months, and within those 6 months they got somebody pregnant.
And we can't be together.
Damn. So if they have a baby on the side, you ain't talking to them.
Yeah, I'm good. We can't be together. No side babies, no break babies.
No extenuating
No,
circumstance where like
Yeah.
We ain't
maybe-
gonna, you're not. I'm not gonna be mentally available for you. I already know, because I'm always gonna look at that child like, yeah,
that's tough.
you're
It is
here.
tough.
You're here now.
So
Like
now-
it's not us no more. You're here.
So now you're
So
blaming the baby.
and that's why I gotta go. I know when it's my time to leave.
I mean, I feel you. I'm not knocking your choice.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not blaming the baby, but it's not gonna be the same.
you can't raise that baby like it's your own if y'all are back together.
That's not what I signed up for in the first place. I probably was talking to you because you didn't have no children.
Mm.
So now you have a child.
That's a whole nother topic. We're gonna come back to that. Okay, so Wash, how do you feel? Side babies, like let's say you and your gal break up and y'all or whatever, y'all ain't talking for like 6 months. She go out, she start around people, then y'all get back together. She finds out after the fact that she like 2 months pregnant and y'all done been back together for like a month or whatever.
That's a little tough.
Like,
Like you say, like the side baby thing, you basically just cheated.
yeah,
Like,
if you cheated, that's
you gotta take your ass on. But like I say,
It's different for women. I'm gonna be pregnant with that baby while I'm talking to you. So you gonna stay or you gonna go?
that's what I'm saying. Like it depends on how long we've been together beforehand and how many. Like I say, because you've been with somebody for some years before y'all break up for some reason and y'all get back together and she's like, oh, I'm pregnant. That is kind of like you want to walk away. Your first instinct is to walk away from that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But then you can't lie to yourself and be like, you don't care about this person
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's hard.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, and okay, so we're gonna add to that situation before I get
What was
to
your
the-
answer?
He said it's hard.
Plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth.
Well, because it really depends on the person.
So, but you're saying if you've been with them for like some years, you would consider staying with the break baby.
It just depends on the bond with that person. Because like you have some people that you mess with, whatever, y'all take a break and y'all get back together. She's pregnant. You be like, nah, I'm good. I'm holler at you.
I'm good. I ain't got nobody like that. Nick.
So you don't think you ever had feelings for somebody like that you've been with for like a long time?
Not no
like
more.
5 years.
Not no more. Not like that.
I mean, not that you feel right now, but let's look at Ashley at the peak of your love for whoever. Like at that peak.
I was dumb back then, so no, I'm not doing that shit.
So you don't think so you're saying Ashley now would never get to a point where she loves somebody enough to deal with a break baby?
With a side baby?
No, break.
Break baby. Break baby is different from a side baby. A side baby means he cheated and had a baby.
What? So that's more of my therapy I gotta pay, that you done brought all the stress on me.
But you just kind of just said with yourself that now you wouldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
But you said in the past you probably would.
Man, you don't know what the fuck you do back then.
Back when you was in love.
Yeah.
Back when you felt like you was in love. You
I
may
probably
not.
would deal with it a little bit, and then I'll probably get out because I already know I'm not gonna. It ain't gonna work. Like
Yeah.
I had a dude like then I really liked him, and shit happened where he told me that he might have a baby on the way. Like this girl said his baby is his, so he finally took like the DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
Baby was his, and I was real big about not fucking with nobody that had kids back then. So I
So
was like 26. I was 20 something probably. So I ended up still messing with him, but it was never the same.
So I guess that brings up my question. You mentioned about not dealing with people that got kids. So let's say, and I know this
I
is
can work with it a little bit now. But
okay. I was gonna ask. Okay, so I know that you said you don't have anybody that you loved enough back then that if they came back around, you fuck with them now. So like, let's say there was somebody that you cared about a lot or whatever. They had a kid. You know, y'all ain't talked in like 3 years, and so they got like a 2-year-old now, and then y'all reconnect, hit it off. You know, everything is good. They done got their life together. Your life is together, and y'all start bonding and shit. So at that point, do you feel like, okay, I can accept them having a 2-year-old that they had when we wasn't talking, when I didn't, we didn't talk.
So
to
that's
each
a
other?
break baby? We've been gone for years. That's not a break baby.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a broader scale. That's
Yeah.
why I said I wanted to ask this separate.
Okay.
So now you're accepting a kid that they had
Yeah,
because you
we
knew
went
them
through. We
before.
went through stuff. I probably grown, and I'm
Right.
growing from. I
But
can
you
deal
can deal
with
with
stuff
them
more
having a
now.
kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost a break baby.
Well,
still.
that's different. Like I said, that's different from like,
That's
yeah,
years.
we broke up and now
But
we
you still keep in
reconnected.
contact with
Well-
me. Breaking, you still contacting me. Like we keep up with each other. We just decided to separate a little bit.
But yeah, I separate a little bit, but I'm saying like we come back in and we trying to work things out, and you got a 1 or 2-year-old, right? That's different from, hey, I'm pregnant right now.
Yeah.
Now you gonna go through all, and I think
I don't know no dude that was standing by no woman.
and that's why I'm saying,
Why
because
she
emotionally,
pregnant right
whatever,
now.
I'm going through all this stuff, the doctor's appointments probably,
Mhm.
some other stuff with you, and you have another person's kid on the way. This ain't my kid, and then I know
So
you
you
want.
gonna rub her belly and
Yeah, that's what I'm
massage
saying.
her feet?
That's a lot of intimate kind of
Yeah.
emotional things you deal
Or
with
she
somebody
said
else.
she
That's not your-
going to the
And
hospital.
then-
Are you gonna be
and
there
then-
with the baby daddy?
No, that's what I'm saying. But then you come to the point where like you doing all this stuff with her, right?
Yeah.
And then let's say the dude call and he want to be involved and shit. Yeah, that's a reality check that this ain't my child that you
Right.
finna have.
That's the big thing. That was gonna be my biggest thing, is that if let's say if it was a break baby where it's like, she pregnant when she come
Yeah.
back, and now I got to deal with this other random nigga because the chances are, and I'm not saying this like it's normal or whatever, but let's say she decided to just fuck around with her ex
Yeah.
during that break or whatever, and so now her ex is around permanently because
Nigga
she done
you
got
don't
pregnant.
like, yeah.
She done got pregnant by him, and now he got to be calling and shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can deal
I've
with that.
had that shit happen too.
What?
Nigga got pregnant, got some girl pregnant while we was talking.
Mm. So how did you feel?
What do you mean? How did I feel?
You just didn't talk to him no more. Did you
Breakdown.
did you have a conversation with him about it at all?
He told me it wasn't his baby.
Oh, I mean, what did it end up being his baby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna try
You
to
know, they
defend
be
him.
like, that ain't my baby, you know, so I ain't fuck with her. And come find he was still fucking with her. And that was his baby. And she'll send me pictures of like the sonogram, all that shit to my work email. I don't know how to fuss
Oh,
you.
no,
Yeah.
That's extra, man.
And then calling, like, he over there because I'm getting sick. I mean, I got morning sickness. So.
He need to come help take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's pregnant. That's tough. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So like a break baby where they like in that short span, that's almost, it's not as bad as a side baby. So we'll say there's like 3 levels to this baby conversation. There's a side baby where they like cheat on you and have a baby.
Okay.
And then there's like
You gotta go.
the break baby where they get pregnant in like a short span, just when y'all kind of not
Yeah,
talking.
y'all been not talking for like 2 or 3 months or 6 months, whatever.
Yeah, and they have a baby in there.
And
Or
you,
get pregnant.
and you have to reconnect, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reconnect baby. So basically what we're deciding is cheating, no sir.
Yeah.
You're not getting back. Break baby, probably
Yeah.
not.
Probably.
No.
And then if it's a reconnect, that's a possibility. Because we could have grown. You might have a 3-year-old or something now with whoever you messed with when we wasn't together and stuff like that, and you can probably work on it. You know what I'm saying? So for the baby conversation, we'll say no side babies,
Yep.
probably no break babies, and maybe on the
Reconnect.
baby. That'll work for you, Ash?
Yeah, that's all right. I like that.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next subject. Okay, so another thing that people may have to accept whenever they talk about relationship is weight gain.
Oh shit.
And I know people talk about it for like men accepting women's weight gain, but it kind of goes the same for women accepting men.
Hell yeah.
Because I know some women that are like really into fitness,
Yeah.
and they met a dude while they out in the gym or whatever, and then the dude kind of just started playing 2K every day when they got together and eating whatever, and he got kind of out of shape or whatever, and so now it's like, are they gonna stay together now that he kind of let himself go?
I ain't never met no dude like that.
You ain't never met no dude
That just let himself go?
You never met a dude let himself go?
No.
That's crazy.
I know plenty.
I was
Not
at your age,
no dude,
like,
not
at our
no
age,
dude I was talking to. Like, no, nobody.
everybody over 30, I know, like, it's just about half of us don't let ourselves go.
Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to, like, if we were in a relationship and I just seen him let go, that wasn't my biggest concern with weight. No.
So you never experienced that where like they gain weight.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I probably gained.
I'm gonna say, so we're gonna look at it from the other way. So as a male looking at a female, how do y'all think that people approach that situation in your?
You can never tell a
And your
woman she
view.
got
So
that.
get your fat ass
You
up.
can never
You
tell
say
a
that.
woman she got
No,
that.
you can never say that.
Can you tell a man he got fat?
We can tell a man anything we want.
See, that's crazy.
It's really fucked up, but oh well.
I mean, it is.
Like, we can tell a man, like, damn, nigga, you fat.
So I'm
But
gonna
I
ask
ain't
you
never
this
say that.
because you said you never had this experience, but
Mm-mm.
because we're of this age where we over 30, where niggas is gonna start gaining weight if they don't work at it, how would you feel? How would you approach it? You being in a relationship and your dude start gaining like 30, 40 pounds, over like some time. He's not as active anymore. Like you meet him at your boot camp that you be going to, like he be boot camp.
Yeah, we can't go
Going
Then he
hard.
stopped going.
Yeah, my little 4-pack.
Then
Whatever.
he stopped going, and
Yeah,
now
but
I'm going by myself.
But no, let's
and
say
you-
y'all are together for like a year, going together. Y'all,
Mhm.
it's going hard. Then like a year pass, and he's like, he get kind of comfortable.
Yeah, everything
He's
like.
chill.
he start getting titties.
And yeah, and then
I think that's
but
the
you
worst.
still going to work out. How would you feel?
Hurt. What?
Well, how do you approach that? Do you?
I'll just be like, hey, you want to go? We not going? Like, I ain't going. What time you going though? We not going no more?
Yeah.
Are you still paying for it?
What did he
Cause
say?
still
I'm
probably
just,
still paying
what did he
for
say?
it.
I'm just chilling. I'm
Chilling.
just
What you gonna chill and do?
Yeah,
Get back.
it's an easy
Oh,
one.
fuck it.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's an
when
easy
you get back, you want some of these Domino's and shit? Or
Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah,
get
I
one
don't
for
even know
these
how to,
lanes real quick.
cause I've always had dudes be like, damn, you eat a lot. I'm like, yeah, you would.
So I mean, but
I
I'm
don't
saying,
know how to come at nobody like that. I'm not.
so you wouldn't know how to approach a dude
No, that's really.
getting sloppy on you.
I ain't never had nobody get sloppy.
Damn, that's tough.
I'll just try to motivate them, cause I'm not the fitness person like that. I'm trying to. I gotta be healthy now, but
Yeah, like I said, I know some people that's kind of got laxed and like you see couples that get laxed and they be don't
I
want
know
to do
when
shit.
you get in a
so.
relationship, it tends
You
to
get
get
that happy
comfortable.
weight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
happy
happy weight.
weight.
The happy weight.
Yeah.
Because like you, I mean, and it's not the case for everybody, but you do seem to, take better care of yourself when you're not in a relationship, I guess.
Because it's
But
just
only
you.
because it's just you, and because you still gotta go get somebody. Like at the end
And I'm
of the
still
day,
out here in these streets.
yeah, I'm still out
But
here.
you still gonna get this.
Yeah, I mean, but if I'm out here, I'm gonna be trying to, I'm trying to make sure I'm my shit together,
Oh yeah.
so I can go get me what I
Yeah,
need
but
to
I don't
get.
work out to get nobody.
But I'm gonna make sure, my shit is together. Like I don't have to worry about nothing else but me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure my shit together. But then like you get in a relationship and you're like, shit, they gonna like me regardless. So I mean, they love me and they gonna love me for me, and they do. But how far do you let that go?
See, that's me. I don't like to work out. I don't like to, like I said, but I do.
Yeah.
But I want the person that I'm with to, if I ask you to like work, do you want to work out and stuff? I want you to come with me sometime. 'Cause I want you to be the voice of reason on days I don't want to go.
Right.
To be like, hey, we going today?
Yeah.
Because even when you just asking, even if you probably don't want to go, with you asking that, I'm like, fuck, let me get up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or like
so-
just say, let's go ride a bike. Let's go
Yeah,
walk.
yeah, motivate
Let's go
each
play
other.
tennis or something. Like I try to find other shit to do than other than in
Right.
that
No,
damn
and
gym.
that's good though.
Cause
Like,
I be like the gym sucks.
Don't go this weekend. No. They must be like over 100 degrees.
Man, I almost passed the hell out riding bike.
yeah,
the
you
other
be.
day.
I seen you riding that bike
Oh God.
all down the park and shit. I was thinking y'all was
Living my best
Big
life.
middle of the day.
right.
I had my water though.
Friday.
1 o'clock in the afternoon and
Friday.
shit.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, but like you said, like if you want to be in a relationship, you can
But I
find things
usually-
like that to do together, and that'll help.
But,
But like you said, I want to be able to be motivated and be a motivator.
But you know, I can't talk to men that's really into fitness.
I feel that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You want somebody that works out to look good, to feel good, whatever. But you want somebody to be like that's their job.
Yeah.
Right.
like, damn,
Yeah.
Ashley, you getting fat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
Like,
I mean, you have
got-
8% body fat. Oh my God, you're overweight.
I was gonna say like, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Now I'm eating my chicken wings in the car and trying to be like, oh no, I'm not hungry. Nah, fuck that.
nah. But you need somebody that's gonna match you where y'all are on basically the same level, so that y'all can, like I said, motivate each other, but not one of you be like, damn, fat ass, lose your fat ass on, let's go. Like I've been working out 5-6 times a week.
But I don't mind if you
ain't-
joke around with me like that. Like I think it's funny.
Oh yeah, I don't mind joking like that, but you got to know your.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
know your
make
partner
like
with
that,
it.
yeah.
So how
Yeah.
do you tell your woman, hey,
My thing is,
you getting
if,
it on the healthy
I
side?
don't want somebody to be like, so you want to eat that?
Oh shit.
right now you don't need that.
Mhm.
Like, my whole thing is, if you're gonna be motivating to somebody, you got to be, you got to kind of show motivation in yourself. Like, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Like, you're gonna let them know, hey, I'm finna go do this. You can come with me, and I mean, it may not, process the first couple times, but hopefully, over time, it'll be like, they start to see you are really being dedicated, and they'll become dedicated or something like that. Because, like you said, you can't just come out to somebody and be like, "Hey, get your fat ass up" or some shit like that. That's extreme. You know what I'm saying? So,
My mom tells me you're getting fat.
women do that. Like older women, they
Oh,
don't do that.
Like she don't even say it like nicely. She'll just you're fat.
No, like that's how the lady that used to come by and take care of my little brother. This is a lady in the church. She was really old. She dead now, rest in peace. But like she used to come by and she would always tell me, because I've always been a big dude, so she would always tell me like, "Oh boy, you fat." And like she would tell me, and every time she'd see me, see me, she'd tell me, and I'm like, "Dog, like I've seen this woman for my entire life, and every time she sees me, she tells me how fat I am, and I'm like, dog, what the fuck?"
That's how my grandmother is in our family. She's what, like 93 now.
Man,
Whatever. And she quit to tell my cousins or anybody else, my aunts, anybody, that somebody, you need to, what I'm saying, you making all that food, we need to take some of that off your plate.
Yeah.
You're too fat. And
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, goddamn.
my mom
That's
was telling somebody. Who she told? I think she told my sister like, yeah, Ashley don't have big breasts like us because she used to swim when she was younger. Swimmers was all that shit. I was like, thanks, mom. Thanks a lot. What the fuck?
I mean, but yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a nicer way
So,
to
like,
put
big titties.
so ladies, you want some big titties, don't go
Don't
swimming.
Don't swim.
Don't swim when you're young.
She was
Apparently. Don't go swimming.
Swim them titties right off.
And swim the titties right off.
Swim
You
them titties
gonna swim your way to A or
Okay,
B.
no, that's okay. Shut up. These are all right with me. I got really sensitive.
You had high hopes for C's and you swim them off to B's.
It's all right. Victoria's Secret
gives you hope. I just love them so much. Anyway, can you accept that, man? That she may not be
Yeah,
the
can
C
you
cup.
accept the
If
tears?
your girl like to swim, can you accept they're not gonna be big because she like to swim?
Okay, but I'll give you another thing to accept. We're gonna jump to like money. So if you in a relationship, because I mean, obviously we've discussed a little bit before about approaching people and like knowing their salaries and knowing if somebody's a provider or what you bring to the table, that kind of stuff. But let's say you're already in the relationship, you like a couple years in, and all of a sudden that drastically changes.
The
Credit
money?
score drop, like their credit gets bad, they job salary, like they lose their job, they have to take a new one with a big ass pay cut. Like they going from making $80,000 a year and they down to like maybe 30.
And y'all been together for a
And
year?
y'all been together for a
You
long
don't
time.
ride it. You stay with that person?
How much do you stay with that person? Like let's say they ran their credit up too. Like they got $20,000 in credit
You
card
can't
debt
just leave
now.
because of that.
So
Like
you
if
can't-
I'm
money-
if I've been
money
with you that
things.
long, I've been with you before.
Before that, yeah.
Yeah, we gonna make it work.
You'll work out the money thing.
Yeah, we can make it work. It can
Well,
work.
I think that's kind of like not the greatest question on the accepting thing, because I feel like you've been with that person for a long time. You gonna try to make it work. Like, but
Right.
if they go this downward spiral, you gonna try to make it work. But when it gets to a point where they not trying to work for themselves,
Yeah, that's when
That's
you gotta
what I-
back
yeah,
up.
yeah, like that shit.
Like when you the only one trying to help them
Yeah,
out. They
well-
not trying to help themselves out.
Well, yeah, they lose their job and shit, but now they just stay on the couch all goddamn day,
Yeah.
and you trying
While
to
you
work.
working, taking care of kids, cooking, and then nigga just playing video games.
Right, and I guess that's why I kind of grouped it right behind the whole gaining weight thing. Like, because let's say it's the same kind of idea. So like if their credit is spiraling out of control, they done lost money, lost the job, all that kind of stuff. They have to work. I mean, you willing to work with them in the same way that you would like gaining weight situation. You gonna
Yeah.
talk to them and be like, hey, let's go work out together. Hey, let's look at our credit.
Cause I may be the one that lost my damn job.
Right.
And what the fuck I look like? Like, oh, look, don't leave me. No, wait a minute. Help me out.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to help me with this resume or help me with this. Or
But I think everything kind of comes back to the fact that if I'm going to be accepting of it, like we have to work on it together.
yeah.
But this is my thing, though. We talking about the accepting thing. All these things we're talking about, some of this stuff is bound to happen in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm saying most of it is.
Yeah, because I'm saying it's bound to happen. So, like I said, and it forces you to be like, how much you're going to take, or how much you really care, love for a person. Because there's going to be bumps in the road. Somebody's going to lose a job, or somebody's going to gain weight, whatever. You want to see the character of a person to be like, hey, I'm down for you, I'm here for you. Not like somebody losing weight, where I'm asking you to lose weight with me. You know what I'm saying? Go work out with me. You don't want to do it, so I'm gonna still go do it. And now you're looking at me.
Why you losing weight for?
Where? Who you looking good for?
Yeah.
What you trying to
That
get
brings
for?
up a lot of relationships when women go in the gym. I didn't see it because I didn't work out in these gyms, and their husbands at home, and they see them taking them pictures and before and after. And women, I don't know what it is, but when you don't get compliments at home and your trainer, that's one of the thought jobs. I'm sorry, y'all out here thoughting trainers, but when they give compliments to those women are really more like, ooh, well,
But this is
hey,
my
trainer
thing.
Joe,
You
gonna fuck up
you
the
play
household.
on you play on self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's the one of the easiest way to get somebody is self-esteem.
And your husband's making it seem like you doing something wrong because you out here trying to lose weight and look good. He ain't give you them compliments.
Like you said, it's something that you're gonna have to work on together. Like even if it, like you said, if they're losing weight, it's gonna bring up some insecurities if y'all, especially if y'all ain't working on it together.
Yeah.
Because you out there by yourself
I ain't
working.
saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, you out at the gym doing all the boot camps and shit. Your husband chilling at the house, and then you posting before and afters, and you getting all these likes and comments under your before and afters.
Don't let that
And, like,
social media boy.
Yeah, because that's
Niggas
what
don't
that's
like
what
that.
always ends up happening is it comes out on IG. You know what I'm saying? Look at me in the past 3 months, and then they always be taking like the sports bra or something.
Can you accept that? That's a good one too. Can you accept that your significant other is the sex like the sex pictures?
It's on social media.
Yeah, like showing titties and ass
Wait,
out.
wait. Now that's a twofold question you asking because
What you mean?
there's a difference between my significant other getting a whole bunch of likes and my significant other having her titties and ass out.
But
Because some people
she,
get a lot of
that's
likes
how she.
without it.
I understand, but that's her go-to move. The
Oh,
titties
no,
up to the
that-
chin.
that I don't.
But no, she needs to be addressed.
What you mean?
You
You
know what
don't
I'm
want that
saying?
no more?
No, they
That's
didn't.
how you got
That's
That's the other question. Like I say,
You don't want that no more? Because that's what you was looking at. So that's what she's used to. That's her sexy look. So when she's going out, she's always doing the selfie and showing the titties and, you know, giving the pout look. Damn.
I give you that.
400 likes.
That's an acceptable thing. Like if she was showing the titties and stuff like that, and you slitting them DMs and you pulled and stuff, you kinda gotta be accepting of that because that's who she will always.
Or if she just turns around on all her pictures like, look, nice for what? Gotta show the back because that's what your assets.
But okay, so that brings up the fact that okay, now it is a thing that you would have to kind of accept because you know she was like that before.
Yeah.
But there's also the fact that like you know now that we're together, we in a wholesome relationship. If she chooses to change for you, then that's a different
So
thing
since I'm in
too.
a relationship, I can't show the boobies no more?
It's between you and whoever you with. Now, if that's something that makes him uncomfortable or something, and
He
and
should
he
just
says
say
that,
that.
if he says that, and she's still like, well, I mean, that's who I am, then he gonna have to either accept it or move on.
Mm.
And so, like for me,
Can you accept that?
I can't accept it, but
Oh.
I'm not. That's not the situation for
So
me.
you want your girl up in turtleneck?
I ain't say no turtleneck. I don't mind. I don't even mind like a cleavage picture, but I'm saying like if you making it blatantly sexy,
If
like
you in this mug and lingerie taking
Yeah,
pictures,
that's what I'm
it's
talking
like,
It's just a
or you-
lingerie picture, guys.
no lingerie is supposed to be for the house.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, why are you showing everybody else what you wearing?
Right.
Like I seen somebody do that. Somebody I knew whatever. They posted a picture of them in some lingerie talking about, oh yeah, wait till he get home. Why are you posting that for everybody else to see?
Wow.
yeah,
Really?
we all get to see it, so it's
Yeah.
not just for him no more.
Oh, poor guy. I know how he probably like.
Now he probably a hood dude, so he ain't
Yeah,
even
he don't give a damn.
Oh, hood dudes don't care.
Well, no, he probably already come from somebody else's house.
I was gonna say that
Oh.
that's a topic for another day because I was gonna like sometimes people be like, you know, so and so don't care. Like he don't care because he fucking somebody else. Like
Yeah.
that's why he don't care. He don't care what I do. Yeah, because
So the dude doesn't care what you do. He fucking somebody else.
not all the time, but I'm just saying that like a lot of times that I've seen it personally, where people would be like bragging about how they do this, and like it is that way and they can do whatever they want. A lot of times that I've seen it, I'm not gonna say it's like that all the time,
I
but a
know,
lot of
I know
times.
niggas that care that be fucking somebody else, and they still be
Oh, I'm
like,
saying,
you
yeah, no,
better not do
niggas-
shit, but I can do it.
Well, I know niggas that care a lot, and,
Yeah.
and they care more after they fuck somebody else. So, I mean, it's twofold.
Because
I mean, we don't want. I really don't want my man taking off no shirt on no IG pictures.
And that's understandable. Like I would understand people not having acceptance for everything. That's why I say me
And I'm not
personally.
accepting nobody. I don't care if you're like clothes. I'm not accepting the little comments and the hard shit and talking about hey with the eyes. I'm not accepting none of that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't mind like if she is intentionally trying to do like sexy, like sexual shit, like lingerie and that kind of stuff. That I do have a problem with, and I would address that. Now I would talk about it, and if we can't come to a resolution, then there's no reason for us to be together anymore. But if it's something that they were doing before you got with them, and that's what I was saying earlier, if it's something that they were doing before you got with them, and you feel like it's something that you want them to change, and you talk to them about it, there's a chance that they might just stop doing it. Like there's a chance to be like, you know what, you right. We together in this now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I may not need to take pictures like that and post them no more. I can just post regular selfies.
Because
And
y'all in
I-
a relationship.
Yeah, because we're in a relationship now, so boom, we handle it. But then there may be times where we be like, that's who I am.
Right.
If you can handle it, stay in that relationship. If you can't, move around.
How about you post that 6 ass picture with me in it?
Yeah, put me in the background or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Just put me on the page so that people know that that's for me. That's mine.
Okay. I have a question. Well, is that the same question? Like,
It's
you
kind
know,
of a similar question. I think I know what you want to ask.
about like some men don't even post their
Not
wives.
posted, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be accepting of not being posted?
Hell no. I think that's really like you look fucking single on Instagram. I got like 3 homeboys. I wouldn't call y'all names out. I ain't gonna do that shit. But
know.
like nigga, y'all got a whole complete family. But
And
you
the
post
thing
your
is-
mama, your sister, your kids, but not your wife.
Well, I know people that like they don't post on certain social medias. So like let's say like they Facebook, they
Yeah, that's the
post their
holy
gal
one.
and stuff on.
Mhm.
But then like they Snapchat she
No.
don't be on that, or they Instagram or they Instagram live, it's always just pictures of them or something that they doing. It don't ever involve the gal. But on Facebook she on there, so like I'm posting you,
But
you
not on
just
everything.
not gonna get on everything.
Nah, you full of shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
was
That's
like, wow,
bullshit.
Yeah.
nigga.
Like I said, I would like to be like, yeah, I feel that. No, you full of
But
shit.
no, that, I know that's
That shit
bullshit.
looks so
for real.
suspicious.
Because-
like,
because,
but
like,
she posted
because I
them
see-
all on Instagram.
Because I see people every day, whatever, like with their significant other, whatever, be on the couch on Snapchat, and then they gal or they do be right there, and they be make little videos, what case may be,
Yeah.
to know like, hey, this is who I'm with, kind of
Right.
thing. But if you just all the time it's all about you, but you have a whole fucking family out here and shit. Yeah, you doing too
You
much.
trying to like,
You trying to play both sides.
and I mean, and sometimes they'll do it where they're like, they'll post like one picture of them.
Yeah.
Out of like 6 months, like it'd be one picture of that person out of 6 months. They'd be like, I mean, I posted you on there, you know, in January. Or
That's
whatever.
something I
So-
would do though, but I just don't think people should be on my business
But
like that.
it depends on how much you are putting out there. Like if you making yourself seem single, and I guess that's what the key
Oh,
is.
seeing.
Yeah.
Well,
make yourself
like you're saying, like if you not a big poster of like yourself and just us, like you
Right.
just post random pictures of things, whatever, but it's not really yourself, then you don't post them your significant other. People don't understand that.
Right.
But if you posting in a 7-day span, there's over 100 pictures of you and no pictures of somebody else, whatever. It's like,
And I mean, and then you got to take into account, you know, in this day and age, there's different avenues to go about this. But like, you have to take into account captions too. So like, if you posting a selfie and you posting, you know, fuck them niggas in your
nice
selfie,
nice for what?
to these niggas, and then like you got a whole nigga, and so of course that nigga gotta feel something. Like you posting a single selfie.
Hashtag baddest bitch.
Yeah,
That's the-
He wish he was my baby daddy. Oh.
yeah. If he don't want you, somebody else will, or some shit like that. On that.
Hashtag
And then you be like, oh, it's a
You
song
don't like
lyric,
that?
No, I can't stand when people be like putting little stuff out there like they going through rocky shit. Like, you know, this person in a relationship. They
No,
post something
I don't
like,
do that.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he don't like, somebody else will.
but it'd be a song lyric or something. They'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a song
And then the
lyric.
next week they together.
Yeah, they posting a picture of them together, hugged up and shit. You be like, why are you posting? Because then they get mad when people be all in their DM. Because then the next post be like, oh, thirsty ass niggas, blah blah blah.
You
It's like,
single bitch, we in here.
Right, and that's my thing. Like, I don't like the
Let me
excuse.
slide through.
I don't like the excuse like I got this off a Drake song, or you know, this is a Beyonce lyric or whatever. Like,
But I do like
because
that nice.
I mean, but you
you doing it with an intention though.
yeah.
I am not.
Yeah, you be
No,
putting
I
that.
don't.
You put it like, oh, because that lyric spoke to me. If it did speak to you, it spoke to you for the wrong shit.
Right.
I
You know
will
that
put the hashtag
What?
nice for what? To these. I don't.
You single?
Yeah.
Well, then it makes sense for you.
Oh, okay.
Like we talking about people that are in a relationship but posting single lyrics.
But
You know what I'm saying?
my
Like,
psychic told me I'm gonna be in a relationship by the end of this year.
well,
I believe it's like,
we're gonna pray for you and your son.
yeah, I believe it's like.
All right, so one more thing, and I
Right,
guess
drop
this kind of ties together. Okay, so this is the last thing we're talking about for accepting things in a relationship. So one of the things that came out was at the Song Waves party this past week this past weekend in Houston. There was a dude that showed up with an AK because I think his wife, his gal, somebody was in the party.
With the chopper.
He was outside the party with the chopper.
She
but the
was
police stopped him.
shaking her ass in the pool for niggas.
Yeah, and so he showed up with the chopper, but the police stopped him before he made it to the party, so it was all okay. You know, he got arrested, and he got shot, then he got arrested, whatever. But the thing is, the reason I bring that up is because one of the other things I wanted to ask y'all about accepting in a relationship is it's going to be a kind of two-part thing. One part of it is craziness or crazy shit and abuse, because they kind of tie in together. All right, so one of the posts that came up to this past week also was about crazy things that people have done in relationships, and it had like a list of money values, and you're supposed to add up your money values to see how much you would get, and like, you know, people were having like, oh, I got $1,500 worth of crazy shit under my belt, blah blah blah. Like, people were like proud of it, but especially women. Women were proud of it because they had things on there like slash tires, key cars, showed up to the workplace.
You don't have the.
I had to find it. It's somewhere. I saw it posted a bunch of times. But it was like key car, show up to his house, show up to his workplace, beat up his ex, fought his mama. Like, it was just all this kind of stuff. Like, and the people were like, yeah, I got like half of them. Like, how much do you tolerate as far as people doing crazy shit or abuse or being abusive? Because that is abusive also.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit is abusive. How much do you tolerate about like craziness in a relationship? What is your limit? Like, what can somebody do to you to where you're like, that's it, I'm done?
I got a long list of that shit.
Well, like, your top one. What is your, like, first one that comes to mind?
Breaking in my house.
Breaking in your house. That definitely would be one of the top.
Yeah, I think. Damn, we just
Yeah, we just jump right in there.
jump on defense, huh?
Yeah, they can't do it no more.
I would hope you couldn't do it no more.
Yeah. Break Ninja out.
Yeah, fuck out of me with that. I'm straight.
No, I think for dudes is like, you know what I'm saying, king cards and shit. That's like a
Yeah, I was gonna say.
like that's like an initial step that somebody do be like, nah, I can't fuck with you no more.
Right.
I've never keyed a car.
Yeah, it's not too extreme, but that's it's on that borderline of you doing
So the car, even though come to your house.
the pop up, whatever.
Yeah.
that
pop-up.
that actually let your ass bleed.
You know what? It
I'm a
depends.
pop-up.
The pop-up thing, I can almost decide depending on the situation. Depending on the situation, I
But
can
y'all
go
know
with
why.
pop-up.
But y'all know why they do that shit. Why women do that?
Because they're trying to catch you.
It's y'all fault.
No,
Y'all fucking fault.
no.
Y'all fault. Y'all made these women crazy. It's something y'all did that just.
No, because some people are just crazy. Like some people are just like they already have insecurities because of how they've been done before us.
True.
So I mean, you could say it's men's fault. So yeah, probably some man made them that way.
Cause I
But
used to pop up.
I mean, I had pop-ups before. I just don't. Yeah, I was never in a relationship. It was just kind of weird. And just people are crazy.
Yeah, I had pop ups and I ain't been doing nothing. I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
You gotta pop up in nobody's job.
and I'm
though.
like, yeah,
That's my
no.
hey.
Yeah.
That really made me. You fucking with my money, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, because
I can't talk to you.
I never had a pop-up at the job. That's crazy.
I done had a nigga break in my house and leave my clothes on my damn dog still.
Nah, I had a pop-up at the house, but it was
I
just
think
like.
that was dumb.
I was like, oh, what you doing here? Oh, I was just in the area. All right, that's what's up. I'm gonna holler at you.
I had somebody.
So you did that like that?
I mean, but you can't just show up somebody's door like that.
Yes, you can.
I mean, but like I said, if we were in a relationship, that would have been different.
No,
It was the
it don't
niggas I was in a
matter. It don't
relationship
matter.
with.
We in a relationship.
We weren't even friends. Like, you don't pop up like that. You
I
don't pop
know
up
she
on me.
did, but I can pop up.
Nah, you don't pop up like that.
Nah, you pop up like that, and you don't bring your ass back over here. You just let's talk about it.
Look very serious over here.
Yeah.
I'm really don't bring your ass back over here. Because I'm big on respect.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of respect things like some people do. So if you don't respect me in that aspect, then what else you not gonna do? What else you gonna disrespect me?
What if they disrespect you?
Huh?
What if that person disrespected you in another aspect that you feel like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do now? So I'm gonna pop up at your motherfucking house.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm big on respect, so I'm gonna respect whatever boundaries that you have. So
Yeah.
if you just pop up after you know, like I don't play that shit, alright?
Okay, I haven't popped up this year. I'm
So,
working
I
on
mean,
myself.
I mean, basically, what you're saying is, you're never gonna do anything to warrant somebody to
Yeah.
feel disrespected and want to pop up on you.
And
So, if somebody pops up, like I feel the same way. So, if somebody pops up on me, it's because they are off, like they off the meds.
Wait, no, because this is my thing. If you pop up or you do some other crazy shit, and I'm not doing anything, I'm just chilling, whatever. That makes me more infuriated. Cause like if you pop up, if I'm doing
Well,
some.
usually when I pop up, there's
Yeah.
some shit going
If I'm
on.
doing some fuck shit, whatever, and you pop up, whatever, hey, you can't.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah, that's probably how I be winning my
But
pop
if
up.
I haven't given you any kind of reason to pop up or do some other shit, whatever, and you do it,
Yeah,
and that's a red flag for me. But like you on some other shit.
Mm.
and that makes sense. So, pop-ups are bad. Don't touch nobody's car. Don't break in nobody's house.
Don't touch nobody. How about that? Don't touch me.
Don't touch nobody.
Don't try to
I
fight
will
me,
say that I can't tolerate much like trying to hit me or fight me because I know that if I retaliate, I'm going to jail because I'm bigger than anybody that I would be messing with. So like if I'm in a relationship and you like fighting with me constantly, I know that I can't. If I see that that's going to be an issue, that's something I need to walk away from because I'm a lot bigger than you. And so if I have to even if I have to push you off me, that could turn into something really bad for me, and I don't need to be in that situation. So
Oh my God.
I would say that kind of abuse would be definitely be a stopping point for me too because
What
I
about-
can't do that.
They fighting the ex.
Like fighting somebody I used to. It
Yeah.
depends. It would have to be a reason for that to happen. Like I just randomly because you've seen them and you don't like them, then no, that's a problem.
Fighting your mama.
Ain't nobody fighting my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Because my mom is too nice of an individual. It's like, so if you have an issue with my mama, then there's something wrong with
You
you.
can't even talk to no mama.
Yeah, I'm about to say we got press charges on your ass.
Yeah,
I gotta do a whole
I
bunch
ain't
of
about to
shit.
press
I'm
shit.
going
We're
straight.
gonna fuck you up. Like a whole bunch
I'm
of-
going
What?
straight 40-year-old white man and calling the police on your ass.
Well, I'm calling police because I'm gonna call police because I want to hurt you.
I'm fucking you
And
up.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
'cause
hurt you, and I'm like,
Yeah, because I would hit you, so I'm not gonna hit you. I'm gonna call the police.
Yeah, I can't hit nobody. I'm gonna hit.
I'm call police, and I'm gonna say, you better get to
Yeah, you better go get this on.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, no, I just call the police on you. So yeah, that definitely be a cutoff for me. But yeah, so we established that side babies and break babies are kind of a no go.
But the return baby.
Maybe a return to my life,
Bad
baby.
return baby.
But the other thing
Return
is,
to sender.
as far as accepting weight gain in the relationship, we kind of work on it. If there's somebody gaining weight, then it's something you can accept because you in it for the long haul. You love this person for who they are as a person. So weight gain and things like that, you can accept and work on as long as they're working on
And
it.
I really think men have to accept that women have babies. We gonna gain weight.
Right.
So-
But I mean, but in the same way, like women have babies, and so men have to accept that they gain weight.
Yeah, there's some men that won't accept that. Like, damn.
But should the man accept that they gain weight and then just kind of give it up after that?
Give her time. You know, women go through a
No,
lot of changes with their body.
Let's say it's been like 4 years and she's still talking about I got baby fat.
No, it's fat, baby.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Help
that,
her out.
that's
Be
what I
her
mean.
motivation.
Right. So
Like,
when we talk about that
motivate
kind of
her.
weight gain, it's like
That's
we
why
can
you
be
need with
motivation for
somebody
each other.
that
Yeah,
motivation.
I know some people with some snap that actually, like, as soon as they dropped the head of baby, they was riding bikes and they was working
Yeah,
out.
they
and stuff like
worked
that.
out and like right after. But I mean,
I would like
each
to try to
person is
work
different.
out with my baby, like being pregnant. I want to see how if I ever was.
A lot of people say that helps.
Yeah.
I mean, like me being knowing biology and stuff. Like I understand that every woman's gonna be different. Some women ain't gonna be able to bounce back right away. You got things like postpartum depression to take into account, all that kind of stuff. But if it's like like I said, like 4 years down the road and they still talking about this is just baby fat, then at that point, y'all gotta have like a conversation or start working out together or doing something. You know what I'm saying? So in relationships, it's okay to accept people gaining weight, but it's okay to also try to work on those things together. The same thing with losing jobs or running up credit or anything like that. Any money problems, it's okay to accept money problems, but everybody in that relationship should be working on them too.
Okay. How about would you accept that I do not drink alcohol?
I can accept it. There was a time in my life when I've been like, hell no. But now, I mean, I understand it because I need to stop drinking so much myself. So I
A
can
lot of
understand
men,
not
to
drinking.
me, don't like. They just feel like that's not.
I don't
fun.
I don't like people that don't drink,
Yeah.
but I could accept it if I'm with
See what I'm
somebody and they
saying?
decide to stop
Like,
drinking.
what do I do in that case? Because I'd be like, yeah, I'm not drinking right now. Then it would be probably.
Right now, it's different than never
Yeah, I'm
again.
just chilling though. Why can't I chill and just go?
But right now is acceptable. Never again is
I
different.
think this is the thing. I think when people say they don't drink, I think it causes an issue because you feel like you're being judged.
Yeah.
Even
But
that
what if they
person-
have a
yeah,
problem? What if
okay.
they were at like
No, I'm saying, even that person-
alcoholic? They're like, I really
But
can't drink.
and the sad part about it, sometimes they have to be explained so people
Yeah.
feel comfortable
And I
around
feel
you
bad.
because they feel like people feel like, damn, you're not drinking.
Mhm.
Or like you feel like
But
you're
that's
judging
it.
them.
No, I never feel. I remember talking to a dude. He said he don't drink, but he drunk with me the first date, and I kind of feel like I made him because I could tell he doesn't drink. He had that one beer for like 5 hours.
But
But
and,
like,
and like
you don't
what
have
you're
to drink
saying,
nothing.
there's a difference between people that don't drink and then people that don't drink and judge you for it. Be like, I
True.
mean, I don't drink like that. I like to keep my right mind when I'm out places, and I like to be sober. And like if they keep throwing it in your face, not drinking, then it's like I don't want to be around you because I
Yeah,
want
you
to drink.
judging.
I
Yeah.
want to drink, and I don't need to be around you judging me drinking and telling me how great your life is because you're not drinking.
Yeah.
Like just say, hey, and
How
I'm
many
good.
calories are in that?
Yeah, like don't tell me that shit.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, just-
Like, yup.
Cause I've been out with people that like not dating but like friends that don't drink and they be like when people start drinking they be like no I'm good and then that's the end of it, like there's no more discussion after that. But
But
then
I've been around people that won't let me say I'm good, and I'll be like, nigga, I'm good.
well, yeah I don't like that either.
There'll be the people that try to force
Oh
drinks
my
in.
god, yes. I'll be like, I'm good. Like I don't really take a lot of shots.
I mean that happens to me but it's because I drink a lot, and so when I say I'm not drinking people be like Johnny come on you drink, and I be like no I'm good for right now, and it's hard, but I mean overall like drinking is not it's saying you're not drinking is acceptable for me as long as you're not judging. As long as you're not judging, we good. But yeah, so we're gonna round that out for the Check Yourself segment. We got a little bit to talk about. We got about 10 minutes left. So just real quick, we're gonna go into the line about segment. So for the line about segment, just a couple of big things that came up like today. We saw a video of Beyonce,
Mm.
and Beyonce
Queen
looked
bee.
kind of pregnant. What do you think?
She is not pregnant. She's a little bloated.
She's a lot of bit bloated.
She just got
looked
that hair.
very
She's
pregnant.
saying a lot of bit, but look.
She got a lot of bit bloated. She's not a little bit bloated.
Beyonce is not pregnant.
I mean, I don't believe that she is.
I think she just some bad angles. Man, we got some bad angles.
She had like 2 or 3 different bags.
I can show you pictures that I probably look pregnant, and I'm bloated.
But I
But
just,
your thighs ain't big.
My thighs are big. My thighs
They-
are always
they
been
are
big.
big.
Yeah, so you can't say I got pictures. People was like, "Was that your baby shower for my niece?" I was like, "No, nigga, I was just bloated." It's really
I
fun.
mean, I guess it's possible, but I just think it was far fetched that she gets that.
It's the
bloated.
angles.
Maybe
It's the
it's the
angles and stuff.
You know what? We'll soon see.
Damn, y'all
That's the way
always
I look
on
at it.
beat. First she ain't pregnant, now she is pregnant. Get off that lady.
I don't really
What
care
she say?
either way.
Suck on my balls.
I don't.
Nah, whatever. You niggas was trying to find Drake kid and shit.
Yeah, I
So
still
we
look for that
can
nigga.
so we can
we
go
can
for.
go after Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the only reason it even concerns me is that like I have to go to her concert in September, so like.
Oh, you just worried about you gonna get your money's worth.
Getting goddamn tickets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Can't lie. Some of them shows, she be looking tired of motherfucker. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, she might not make it.
I want to see Beyonce sitting on the stool because she can't move no more. 'Cause she, 6-7 months pregnant and shit.
Don't worry, she'll
But-
give you a great show.
I know. I heard she did a good show when she was pregnant before. So, anywho, the other thing that came up was Azalea Banks was on Wild 'N Out,
What they were talking about?
and Azalea Banks. If you don't know who Azalea Banks is, you join
Nobody,
the crowd.
nobody.
Join the crowd if you don't know who she
I
is.
do know who she is.
Yeah. She's some kind of rapper or something, but the only thing people really know her for right now is that she be on social media acting a fool. And so she was on Wild 'N Out. She was supposed to perform her song on Wild 'N Out.
What song was
I
it?
don't know, some trash.
Somebody,
But-
that's why somebody said why she went up there. One of the people
Okay.
Wild Out.
Yeah.
They say talking about like she was crying and shit. Whatever. We didn't go hard at her, and then we let her go ahead and sing her Forever 21 shopping song.
What's
Yeah.
Forever Dog?
Yeah, it sounded like something meant for. They said the song was trash, but basically what happened was she was supposed to go up there and perform. She said that it was last minute or whatever. They invited her to perform or whatever, and they told her that she didn't necessarily have to be a part of the show if she didn't want to. They just wanted her to be there.
Cause they had Lil Yachty on the show.
Right, and so they were like,
Because they both was on the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
right, but that's why they told her she didn't have to participate in the show. Like when they do the wild style and all the
Yeah.
jokes and all that, like you don't have to perform in the jokes. Just perform your song and leave or whatever. But she stayed around anyway. And so, like, the show is about like roasting people. Like, most of the show is about them making fun of people. Like, all they do is make fun of people. And so they started making fun of her, and she started crying.
She talks about people all the
She
time.
talks about people all the
You
time.
can dish it, but you can't take it.
Right. But she said they talked about her skin color and it
So
really
she has
hurt
a
her
problem being
feelings.
black. A
She
brown
said
skin girl.
they talked about her being dark. She's like a dude that was there was darker than her, but he was talking mess about her skin color or something. Niggas make jokes. That's
She
what they
was
do.
like, I'm tired. She made
Talk
it.
about being white all the time.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Not a bit.
Not a bit. Ma'am.
I'm racist.
But no, she made a video talking about it like on Baller Alert, whatever, and she was talking about how this is why I don't deal with niggas and stuff like that. I'm gonna go back to my white men and
That's
deal with this and
cool.
stuff like that.
More black
Nobody
men for
wants-
me.
Nobody checking for you no way.
Nah, bitch. Oh, no. More white men for me. I mean, black men.
Black
My bad.
men.
No, you said it right first, huh?
That's cool. I don't discriminate.
Already.
Alright, so the other thing that came up was and this didn't get as much play on that. Well, I wasn't on the timeline enough, I guess. But the whole Boosie thing, where Boosie, his baby mama was on I guess it was IG Live,
IG Live.
and she was talking about basically how Boosie was, I guess he had talked to his daughter, who's like 11 years old. He had talked to her and was telling her something. I guess him and his baby mama got into it. They started arguing and shit, and he said something to his daughter and made her cry. So she called him about it, and then she recorded the conversation. So she was on IG Live playing back the conversation, and basically Boosie was on there yelling at her, telling her that he was taking his daughter out the wheel since she wanted a trip, and then he said when he see her, he gonna black her eye, and yeah, basically a whole bunch of bad shit. Basically talking about he's gonna
You know
beat
the
his daughter.
fucked up thing is? Like,
What?
I probably heard that when I was younger, but it wasn't a recording. Like, I don't even know what to say.
I mean,
Because he's a
Boosie-
male, he shouldn't say that? Because my mom says some crazy stuff to me.
no, it's beyond that. Like, He also said on there that he killed his baby mama's brother.
Oh no.
Yeah, like he's like your bitch ass brother. That's why you gonna stop breathing like your bitch ass brother and blah blah blah. Like, and so she's like, you ain't do that to my brother. He said, yeah. Like basically,
He's like, I make that nigga bleed. I make that nigga bleed. I make you bleed like you.
Yeah, I make you bleed like that too, and that kind of stuff. So I mean, it got it's more. It's
No, Bootsy.
it's about him killing his baby mama, killing her brother, and beating his 11-year-old daughter.
But he never really beat her. He just said.
No,
he was
I'm saying, but these are the claims that he was making on the phone
on the
call.
phone.
So, I mean,
How y'all feel about recording?
recording conversations like
Yeah.
that. I think if you know that that there's a problem, I think that you should probably tell the authorities. Like, especially if it's something that serious, like threats
Instead
of
of
that
recording
nature.
and put it on.
Yeah, instead of putting it, like if you're gonna record it, I can say recording it and then going to the laws with it.
Because you basically fucking up your money.
I mean,
in a way.
you fucking up your money. I mean, your money gonna be fucked up either way. Because if you tell the laws, your money will be fucked up too.
True.
But
Okay.
I think that if you really think that it's an issue, rather than getting
Yeah, that's why I feel
public
like-
opinion on it, just take it to the laws.
You're
Like,
right.
and I hate, everybody's against the laws right now. Everybody's anti-police or whatever. But like, I think that in certain situations like that, especially if somebody's making threats to you and saying that they killed your brother and they gonna beat their daughter and stuff like that, that's something you take to the law, not to IG Live.
So do you think he was just mad because she just put it on IG Live? She didn't call the police.
I think that she knew that it wasn't as bad as what he was saying, or
But it makes
you know,
it sound bad. We
she
listen
wants
to
it.
it.
Yeah, she just wants it to sound bad, and I don't like that people are trying to go to this court of public opinion all the time rather than just taking this shit to the law.
The internet.
Because all they want is for people to get mad at you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want people, like, if somebody is really fucking up like that, I don't want people to just be mad. I want you to actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Because something could really happen to you.
right. And now,
Like, what if he was coming over there to kill you right now and you just posted, like, that's what you did, was a recording? You could have called the police before you got there.
everybody's taking everything to the internet and it's pissing me off. Because even like the Snoop Dogg thing, because Snoop supposedly was cheating on his wife. And so he cheated. But this time it was like with an IG model type person that has already been in the news, in social media news because she faked a pregnancy for Offset before. And so like all these dudes are going with these girls, like the one that got Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like they're getting these girls that are like not known for anything at all.
But they IG.
But they are IG.
models.
They get a whole bunch of followers. They take a lot of nice pictures.
That's what y'all
And so
like.
then all of a sudden now you getting caught up off of somebody that just want to get famous. Like, why y'all keep messing with these people that just trying to get famous?
Y'all will never stop.
Yeah, you keep saying y'all. Like, I don't mess with. I
You're
don't.
part of the male species.
I
You
feel
never
like-
stop.
And I'm not. I don't understand. Like, if they gonna cheat, why not cheat with somebody that like at least got something to lose? You keep cheating with women who ain't got shit to lose. So them coming out and
Because I
exposing
think
you.
those are the women that got shit to lose ain't fucking with you.
That's true. I would believe that.
Shit. Women that ain't got shit, they gonna be all in your face, talking about what they gonna do to you, and it's just they're some hoes. That's what they there for.
I
And
mean,
then
you right.
they'll be famous to be somebody baby mama. Like,
Hoes for sure.
And
Like-
speaking of hoes, T.I., did y'all see T.I.'s gift for Tiny? That
yeah,
nice
I accept it.
all black Mercedes.
Ooh, but you see how she accepted that shit? Like, yeah, nigga, another car.
I mean, but it's because he cheated. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
you
Like,
can tell he
niggas
a
cheating.
cheat
And then
because-
like,
because-
Yeah, it's something in the back seat.
Because
You could have.
because he bought her a car and when they did the show,
Mm-hmm.
he bought her a car when he cheated.
Yeah.
And they were separated. He bought her a car.
But you see how he did it for her birthday? Like, he was in Vegas, she was performing. Like, to me, you
Oh,
should
yeah.
be where I'm at in that city, because it's my birthday. She talking about, well, the show is nice, y'all turned up. She was jealous, because it's
Yeah.
her birthday, and she got to do a show, and then she's like,
but she put that shit on
Hurry
IG
up.
Live too, and that was
I didn't
sick.
like that shit, because it made you look like that nigga still doing what the fuck he want to do, and you still gonna be there,
Yeah,
and you
he-
working your ass off. Like,
He ain't got no problem clowning you in front of everybody.
No, because
None.
he said, I
And
am
that's
a
why
man,
he-
and I'm in Doobie gonna go.
And that's why he did his little video like, y'all bought her this car. Y'all rich. That shit don't mean nothing to her. She got her
Right.
own fucking money.
Y'all
Like,
got
that's-
plenty of money.
Like,
that
like
car
I couldn't
ain't-
get that shit.
That's like me going out and buying some food for
How
somebody.
long?
And like, hey, look at what I did for you,
They-
baby. Like, nigga,
Do something different. Be faithful, nigga. God damn. Fidelity.
I can't argue
He,
with that.
he say that? Fidelity.
He said all the big words except for them.
Yeah. He said, indubiously, I'm fidelity.
You know, it
My
was
infidelities.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Anyway, so that's all we got for that whole social media segment. So real quick, we're gonna jump into the Woosah because we almost done. So for the Woosah segment, we got basically. I read an article today that was talking about workplace, being happy in your workplace because you spend so much time at work,
Oh.
and it actually. Oh, it sounds.
What you mean?
But
What you mean by
they talked about being happy in your
Truancy.
workplace. Yeah, truancy over here playing hooky. But
Karen
so
was getting on my damn nerves.
anyway, it talked about being happy in your workplace, and so like it gave you a couple of what it said was you spend so much time at work that usually when you go home, a lot of the stuff from your work day is going to carry over just because you work so much. And so they were talking about how you want to make sure you're finding ways to be happy at work, even not through your work, because some people's work makes them happy and they like, I just love, making a difference or whatever they do for a job. But some people they just work. And so like they have breaks and they talk about taking full advantage of your breaks at work to keep your mental health together. You know what I'm saying? So like if you have an hour-long lunch or whatever, if you have a chance, if there's like a park or some kind of greenery around where your office is, go take you a walk. I mean, you can't do it right now because it's hot as hell in Houston. But like if you somewhere where it's kind of cool outside, you can step out, take you a walk, like just a 15-minute stroll or something, just to kind of take everything in, relax your mind, don't think about work, don't think about anything, and then come back to work, eat your lunch or whatever, and then go back to work. But just basically gave you a bunch of different examples of how to take full advantage of just your breaks. Because even if you don't have a long break, because some people are at work and they don't have long breaks, they get those like 15-minute breaks every couple of hours or whatever, especially if you work like retail.
Yeah.
You get quick breaks. So even if you just have quick breaks, you need to start planning out what you're going to do with your quick breaks. That's going to make you feel better, to rejuvenate yourself, rather than just going to get coffee. Because a lot of people do that. They're like, okay, I'm going to give me a cup of coffee because I'm feeling bad in the afternoon time, so let me hit this coffee up and I'll be able to make it till 5 o'clock, and that's all I need to do is make it till 5. But the problem with making it until 5 is that after 5, your day fucked up because you just tried to make you crawled to 5 o'clock, and then by the time you get home,
5 o'clock traffic, so your
your attitude bad. You get home, you're like, man, fuck, I don't want to do nothing else. I just want to sit here because I'm pissed because I've been at work all day. So making the most of your work day will make your home life better. So just find ways to take advantage and make yourself happy in your whatever breaks you get. Even if, whether it's a 30-minute lunch, hour lunch, even a quick 15-minute breaks, plan those things out. Even if it's like if you have time to do, I know some people do like quick workouts. If you have like a long enough break, you can go to the gym real quick, get a 30-minute workout in, come take a shower, come back, and you back at work, rejuvenated, and you don't have no caffeine in your body to kind of, because caffeine, it kind of toys with you a little bit, rather than just drinking coffee whenever you get a break.
Like, sometimes I just listen to music and climb the stairs. Like I walk the stairs a lot.
That's a good one. Stairs if you're in the office building, and it's usually quieter in the stairway area.
Cause ain't nobody trying to take the stairs.
Right, because everybody's taking the elevator.
Yeah.
Go to the stairway area, get yourself a little break, and make sure you renew your mind during your break, rather than just think about, damn, my break gonna be over in the next 5 minutes, because that's what normally happens.
Fuck that break. Take as long as you want to.
Take as long as you want to. Be like a black person. There was another post I seen where it's like black people at lunch don't start till they food in their hand.
How you know? Like it don't start for me till I'm eating.
Yeah.
Like that's when I count down. Like
Okay. When you get that food in your hand, you're like, okay, I got 30 minutes from this point.
Right. I had to warm this bitch up. Like,
yeah, that 5 minutes in the microwave don't even count for my lunch. That was work time right there.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So make sure you take advantage of your breaks and keep your mental health in line. As far as y'all check yourself when you're dealing in a relationship, whether it be a romantic or platonic, friendship. Make sure you know how much you're willing to accept. And if you're going to accept those things, know how you're going to work through them. If it's weight gain, know how you're going to work on weight gain together. If it's money problems, know how you're going to work on those money problems together.
if it's other hoes that got side babies.
If it's side babies and you can't take that, get your ass out that relationship. You know what I'm saying?
If be whooping your ass.
If it's abuse, get out of that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like
If you want to accept it, it's cool, but don't bring that shit over here.
Yeah, don't do anything in a relationship that you don't plan on accepting. And if you're going to accept it, you
Just
need to know how
accept
you're
it.
going to work through it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about this shit all the time.
Right.
All right, Karen. All right.
All right. So anybody got anything before we get out of here?
Never.
Never.
No.
I just never say never.
I'm gonna say, I thought Ashley was gonna say something.
You know how I feel about positive energy, y'all.
I'm gonna say never.
My bad. Hit it, Demo.
Well, you got anything?
No, I mean, yeah, no, I ain't got nothing coming up that I can think of right away. I'll be gone. Oh, shit.
What the hell you
Oh,
doing?
I might be back by the time we record next week. I don't know. I got to go to a conference in San Antonio this weekend.
I hate San
I'll be
Antonio.
gone from Sunday
I
to
love
Tuesday.
San Antonio.
Yeah, I don't like San Antonio either, but I got me a nice hotel because I have a conference out there, but I was like, you know what? I haven't
Where you
taken no
staying?
vacation. I haven't taken no vacation all summer. So I was like, you know what? Since I'm at this conference, I'm gonna give me a nice. I found me like a 4.5 star.
You can get a massage. Turn up, girl.
No, but but anyway, so I'm be at like that St. Anthony Hotel, it's like downtown San Antonio by the Riverwalk, and it's like 4.5, 5 stars, something like that.
You don't
And
get
I
a
was like,
massage?
I don't know, but I mean, if I have time, I actually am going there to work. But but like, if I have time, I'm gonna try to do whatever I can, you know, relax myself for the weekend too, because this is my only vacation, and I'm going solo, so I'm out there, you know. Yeah. But that's all I have. I don't have anything else happening. No, actually,
They got an event coming up.
Talk about
Yeah,
that.
they got a woman.
With our podcast friend.
Yeah.
yeah.
Miss Akita.
Takia from Facts of Life podcast. She has a event coming up. I think it's July 21st.
So it's this Saturday, 12 to 1. Facts of Life podcast presents Chicks That Mix networking event. It's going to be at Prospect Park. That's 3100 Fountain View Drive, Houston, Texas.
Yeah, so y'all check out Facts of Life.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description and everything. We'll put her in the description so that you can find her Instagram and look at all the information. But we'll put the information for the event as well.
Great. See?
There you go, Ashley.
There you go.
I
I'm
feel so
proud of
great.
you.
Thank
Finally
you.
got something.
Thank you. I'm trying.
I'm saying I usually accept your never saying anything at the end.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, but you surprised.
Good job, Ashley.
I'm trying to, branch out a little bit, dude.
Alright.
All right. Anyway, we hope you have laughed a little, learned a lot, and we hope we have helped you find the remedy to whatever is ailing you. And I always fuck that up for some fucking reason. Like,
Remedy for what's ailing
yeah, remedy for whatever is ailing you.
Elling.
you. Ailing.
Elling.
Ailing.
Ale.
Elling. That's what I
A-I-L.
said. Elling.
Ellen?
It's how you say Ellen.
Elling.
Alright, man, we gone.
So we're going to have an episode about speech impediments and
Yeah,
therapy.
that's it.
Speech
Okay.
therapy.
I really want to go to that, actually.
What, speech therapy?
Mm-hmm.
Man, alright, we out of here, man.
Okay. Say it again.